You know that feeling of finding something really awesome online, but by the time you see it, it's sold out and you're super bummed? Because that's what happened with this project. So I found an awesome hexagon tray that matched my geometric coffee table, but it was completely gone by the time I wanted it. So I created my own in one day using 3 power tools, and I'm going to show you how I did it in this video. To help make this project come to life, I partnered with my amazing friends at DAP Products, and thanks to them, you can find a free step-by-step tutorial for this project on my website by clicking on the link below this video, and you can find a materials list there as well. I had a scrap piece of plywood laying around my workshop that I wanted to use for the base of this build, and I started by finding the center of the plywood and then marking 4 inches out on either side. I then brought that piece of plywood to my miter saw, set it at 30 degrees, lined the blade up with the first mark, and then made my first cut. Once the first cut was made, I then marked my next side at 8 inches, flipped the board around so that that side faced the fence, lined up the blade with the new mark, and made another cut at 30 degrees. I then simply just continued this pattern of working until I had all of my pieces cut into a perfectly shaped hexagon. Now, if you're really bad at math like I actually am, I do have a free template on my blog that you can print out that is the size of the tray I made and use that instead. Once the hexagon was cut, I used a straight edge to mark the center of the board. I then began placing my 1x2 boards onto the hexagon, leaving some extra overhang for trimming later. I used a scrap piece with a 45-degree angle on the end to begin marking out my design, and I started by finding the center point of my boards and then marking where I wanted the geometric design to start and to end. I then lined up the scrap piece with those markings and began to trace my design onto the 1x2 boards. To help keep the design consistent, I subtracted about 2 inches of space on each side of the design every time I started a new row. It was really important throughout the design process as well to make sure that each one of the boards had enough overhang, just to make sure that when I started chopping them up, there would be enough material left to cover the entire plywood board. And once I was happy with the spacing and the design, I began labeling all of the pieces so that I didn't lose anything later. I then took all of the pieces of wood to my miter saw, set it to 45 degrees, and began cutting out the design that I just made. To help streamline the process, I made all of the 45-degree cuts that were facing the same way first before turning the miter over to the other side and then making the other cuts. And after cutting everything and placing them in order, I then gave everything a good sanding before staining all of the pieces. And as I mentioned earlier, you can find all of the details about the finishing that I used for this project on my website by clicking on the link below this video. I really needed an adhesive that was super strong and would dry really fast for this project because I wanted to finish it in one day. So I used DAP Rapid Fuse to first attach the piece to the plywood, and then I secured it in place using a pin nailer. And to streamline the process, I just continued this method for the entire center design of the tray first, using a measuring tape to make sure that everything was perfectly centered. And once I was happy with that, I then added the outside pieces the same way as well. As I started getting to the end of the design, I realized that I would need a perfect straight edge to trim up the board on my miter saw, so I left out the top and bottom pieces, brought the piece over to my miter saw, flipped it over, and began just trimming the overhang on the boards that I added to the tray at 30 degrees with the miter saw, following the edges that I cut earlier in the day. And once like 90% of the board was trimmed, I then added those last 2 pieces the same way I added the rest, with a little bit of DAP Rapid Fuse and some pin nails. I then brought those boards over to the miter saw and trimmed them up the same exact way. Once the tray was trimmed, it was time to add my borders, and a really easy way to make sure I was doing this the right way was to cut my border piece with one 30-degree end and then mark where I wanted the next 30-degree cut to be with a pencil. And everything was correct, so the inner dimensions of each one of the border pieces were 8 inches, and once everything fit together, I just used some wood glue and pin nails to add the border to the tray. So just like I mentioned earlier, I really wanted this project to be a one-day project, so I used DAP Rapid Fuse to actually attach the frame to the piece itself, but used wood glue in the actual miter joints just to make sure that everything would dry quickly but still dry really strong, and adding the pin nails to everything just reinforced it. But once the frame pieces were in place, I gave it a really good sanding right before going ahead and staining it with the same color that I used on the planks. And after one day of work, I had something that I had been eyeing up that I could not get my hands on in my possession in my home, and it felt so good to be able to make it all by myself and with my own hands. Moral of the story, when you can't buy the thing that you want, just go ahead and make it. If you guys enjoyed this one day 3-tool project, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching my video and happy DIYing.